Hello students, good morning everyone. So hope you all are following the previous classes. So make sure you write the notes and do the problems. So unless and until you do the problems, you cannot understand this SQC. So keep practicing to get the perfection. Now today we will see the continue our class that in previous classes we have discussed about the C chart and U chart. So today also we will see a problem related to it. And coming to the question is the number of missing rivets observed in the inspection of 16 aircrafts are given. So number of missing rivets. Rivets is one of the part of the aircraft. So to find out the number of missing rivets, which chart we will be using? So think about it, they are given, the missing rivets observed are given, of 16 aircrafts are given. Now construct the suitable control chart and comment on the state of control. So for the given question, what is the suitable chart? Always the missing rivets follows a Poisson distribution, that is the missing values, the errors or the defects. So the missing rivets is an application of C chart, right? So we have to construct a C chart to the given problem. And if you observe, only the missing rivets are given, that is the number of defects are given. So CI values are only given, and here there is a fixed, they have not mentioned that there is a different sample sizes. So here it is a fixed sample size case, so we will be constructing the C chart to our given problem. So coming to the solution, so missing rivets is of a application of C chart. Therefore, we have to construct C chart to the given data. Since provide the missing rivets is an application of C chart. So always remember the missing values or the errors, the defects or the imperfections, whatever the applications we have studied in the C chart, make sure you are thorough about that terminology. So whenever you get imperfections in a cloth of piece of cloth, or you get something like defects or imperfections or error, all this relates to the C chart only. Applications of C chart. So coming to the C chart, here the standards are not specified. So the 3 sigma control limits, for C chart are, so what are the 3 sigma control limits for the C chart? First, write down the UCL value. UCL equals to C bar plus 3 into under root C bar. CL equals to C bar. Similarly, LCL equals to C bar minus 3 into under root C bar. So these are the different control limits for the C chart under the condition the standards are unknown. So here the standards means, always remember, standards means the parameter values. Here it follows a Poisson distribution. C chart always follows the Poisson distribution, right? So here the standards are lambda. That means the mean value or the lambda value is not given. So we will be estimating it by using the average of the number of defects. That is C bar. So what is C bar here? Where C bar equals to the average of, C bar is the average of number of defects. So average means it is a mean value. So how to calculate mean? C bar equals to total we will be having K samples. That means K aircrafts here, the aircrafts number of aircrafts is 16. So K value will be 16. The general 1 by k summation I equals to 1 to k Ci. So what is Ci? Where Ci is the number of defects. Number of defects in a sample. So in particular sample, how many defects are there, that is called Ci. So here we have considered 16 aircrafts, right? So in first aircraft, 12 defects, that is first Ci value. Second aircraft, next is 15 rivets are there, 15 missing rivets are there. So that is second Ci value. Now we want C bar value, Ci value. So first, whatever the given data, you have to write it in a table format. So total there are 16 observations. We will be getting a chart little bit so it is a lot easier. So first what we have to write? The sample number, that is the aircraft number. Aircraft number, that you can also write it as lot number or sample number. So it depends on you what you write. You can use any one terminology, that is either you can write sample number or lot number, or you can write whatever given in the question, that is aircraft number. So total they have given 16 aircrafts. Write down 16 samples. Lot sizes. Next you have to write all the given missing rivets. So here the missing rivets. So what are the missing rivets here? Nothing but the number of defects. So write down here the number of defects. So always the number of defects are denoted with Ci's. So write down Ci value here. Next, write down all the given defects. First one is, I will read it out. You check it. 12, 15, 9, 14, 18, 26, 8, 6, 11, 12, 16, 13, 19, 18, 14, and the last one is 21. So these are now the required Ci values and the required sample numbers. So from this, what we have to calculate? To construct the control limits, that is UCL C bar plus 3 into under root C bar. What is CL? C bar. LCL C bar minus 3 into under root C bar. So for this, first you want the C bar value. So how you will calculate C bar value? First you have to add all the Ci values divided by number of samples. So first calculate the C bar value. So what is C bar? C bar equals to 1 by k summation I equals to 1 to k Ci. So first you have to find the summation of Ci. So add all the number of missing rivets or the number of defects. So if you add all the values, 12 plus 15 plus 9 plus 14 plus 18 plus 26 plus 8 plus 6 plus 11 plus 12 plus 16 plus 13 plus 19 plus 18 plus 14 plus 21. You will be getting the summation of Ci value as 232. This 232 is the summation Ci value we got for the given question. Now substitute it in C bar. C bar equals to 1 by K. Total how many samples, that is how many aircrafts are given? 16 aircrafts. So 1 by 16 into summation Ci value is 232. So 232. So C bar equals to 232 divided by 16. You will be getting the C bar value as C bar equals to 14.5. So now we have calculated the C bar value. Next is you have to construct the control limits. So the 3 sigma control limits are so first find out the UCL value. What is UCL? UCL equals to C bar plus 3 into under root C bar. What is the C bar value we got? 14.5. Substitute that value. 14.5 plus 3 into under root 14.5. You will be getting UCL value as 14.5 plus 3 into root of 14.5. That is 11.4237. So therefore required UCL equals to 14.5 plus 11.4237. So that is UCL value you will be getting as 25.9237. So this is the required UCL value. Next find out the CL value. What is CL? CL is nothing but central line equals to the average itself, that is C bar. So therefore C bar equals to what is CL equals to what is the C bar value? 14.5. So this is the required CL value. Next find out the LCL. So here LCL equals to C bar minus 3 into under root C bar. What is the C bar value? 14.5 minus 3 into under root 14.5. So we got already 3 into under root 14.5 value as 11.4237. So write that one minus 11.4237. So therefore what is the LCL value? 14.5 minus 11.4237. So the answer is 3.0763. So these are the required UCL, CL and LCL values for the given question. So we have finished the setting of control limits. The first part is calculating the average, second is setting of the control limits. So after setting the control limits, what is the third step? In the third step, we have to construct the control chart for the C chart. So now we will do construction of control chart to the C chart. Now we have to go to the third step. What is the third step? We have to construct the control chart. So write down the UCL values. I am writing UCL values with nothing but UCL is 25.92, CL is 14.5, LCL is 3.07. So we have total 16 samples, and if you observe on the y-axis how you will be taking the scale depending on the UCL values and the highest value in the number of defects. here only you will be getting a confusion that obviously 26 is greater than 25. You will get the conclusion as process not under control. Now we will check it through a graph. So here we will take a scales according to our CI values. So on the x-axis we will take the as it is, that is we will take the sample, that is the scale as 1 unit itself. So here we are constructing C chart, keep the heading as C chart. Now write down the scales for it. So here we have total 16 samples. We have to represent 16 units on the x-axis. On the y-axis you have to get values up to 26. So here I am taking x-axis. On the x-axis I have to write the sample number. On the y-axis I have to represent the number of defects. So write down all the 16 sample numbers on the x-axis. Total up to 16 values. Next on the y-axis we want up to 26. So here I will take the scale as 2 units. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24 and last is 26. So here we got values up to 26. Now write down the scale also. So don't forget to mention the scale. So write down the scale here. So what is the scale? First write down the scale for x-axis. So coming to x-axis. What is the scale? 1 centimeter equals to 1 unit. We took only one sample number. So on the y-axis we took 2 units. On the y-axis 1 centimeter equals to 2 units. Now start plotting the UCL value first. What is the UCL value? 25.9. So approximately equal to 26, but below 26 only. 25.9. Draw a dotted line carefully. So this is our required UCL. That is, what is the UCL value? You have to specify that. That is 25.92. Next, plot the CL value. What is the CL? 14.5. Yes, 14.5. CL is 14.5. Next, LCL is 3.0. That is near to 3 only. Draw a dotted line. So the LCL value is equals to 3.07. Now we have finished plotting of the UCL, CL and LCL values. Next is plot the number of defects. So what are the CI values? These are all the different CI values. So first, corresponding to first sample, the CI value is 12. So first sample CI value is 12. Next for the second sample, CI value is 15. Next for the third sample, it is CI value is 9. So in between 8 and 10 you will get the 9. Keep joining it to avoid the confusion. Next, for the fourth sample, it is 14. For the fifth sample, the value CI value is 18. So in between 18 that we have here. Next, for the sixth sample, the value is 26. So if you observe, 26 means it is above to our UCL. Next, for the seventh sample, the defect is 8. Join carefully. For the eighth sample, the value is 6. For the ninth sample, the value is 11. So in between 10 and 12, ninth sample, 11. For the 10th sample, the value is 16. And for the 11th sample, the value is 13. So in between 12 and 14, you will get 13. Next, for the 12th sample, the value is 19. So 19 means in between 18 and 20. Yes. So for the 12th sample, we got the value. Next, for the 13th sample, the value is 18. Sorry, 13th sample, the value. 1 second. For the 12th sample, the value is 16. So sorry, we have got a wrong value. For 10th sample, the value is 12. For the 11th sample, the value is 16. Next, for the 13th sample, the value is 18. Next, for the 14th sample, the value is 14. And the last, one second. So 14th sample value is 18. Sample value is 14. And the last 16th sample value is 21. So you all may think the graph is easy, the subject is easy, but until and unless you practice, you will not understand the difficulty. So if you keep practicing, then only you will get the perfection, that is you can plot the values correctly. So now after plotting this, our third step is finished. Next, the last step is we have to draw the conclusion to our problem. That is, we have to give the inference. So in inference, what we are going to write? Whether the process is under statistical control or not. So write down the inference. So the last step is behind the question they have mentioned to So we have to check whether the process is under control or not. And clearly, if you observe, this one point is going above UCL. So at which sample number? At sixth sample, that the CI value is going above UCL. So one value of CI. So what is this line called? CI line. So one value of CI falls above UCL. Falls above UCL. That is at the sample number. At the sample number, or you can write aircraft number. At which sample? At sixth sample. So at the sample number 6. So whenever any value goes above UCL, we regard it as a not controlled process. Therefore, the process is not under statistical control. So this is the in conclusion or the inference we are going to get it for the given chart. So C chart, it is the very important and the very easy chart among all the charts. Compared to the other charts, the mean range in standard deviation, compared to that, the control charts for attributes are more easy to calculate than the control charts for variables. And in control charts for attribute also, comparing to P chart, NP chart, C charts, this C chart is very easy because we don't have any lengthy calculations in it. Only the defect values will be already given. P chart means defectives will be given, we have to calculate the proportion of defectives. When DIs are given, we will be calculating PI values. Some calculations are there, but in C chart, it is very easy. And in second unit, the syllabus is very less also. So the C chart is very important chart. So keep practicing this C chart. And the U chart also, because C chart and U chart both are very similar. So we'll continue in our next class. We'll be seeing the other problems related to it.